Yeah, welcome to all of you for another chapter of Excel training. So, in this chapter today, we learn about SUMIF and COUNTIF formulas. And first, we learn about SUMIF, COUNTIF, and then we'll go to SUMIFs and COUNTIFs. Okay. So, this is our plan for the today's video. So now, before going into SUMIF and COUNTIF that I have mentioned few examples as over here for your reference, let us first understand the data which we have got. So the main field settings is name, year, branch, last year percentage, company, department, job location, CTC and date of joining. Now what we have done, we have the name of few students, okay, and we are assuming that all of them are engineering students. Now in engineering we have 4 years, so TE means he's a third year student, SE means he's a second year student, BE means it's a final year student. Okay, so we have just mentioned the year in which these students belong to. Like Rajesh, he belongs to the final year of engineering and he's doing his mechanical engineering. So in the same way we have done it. Branch of all the students is mentioned, like Vinay Bandal, he's a final year student, that is BE, and he's doing his engineering in electronics. Their last year percentages also being mentioned. Okay, and all of them have been placed in different companies. Now this is just a very fictional data, because in second year it's very difficult to get placed, but anyways, fine, that should not create an issue. We are over here to learn about SUMIF and COUNTIF, and that should not create any difference. Okay, now we already have the companies in which these students have been placed. Like Vivek, he is a BE student in electrical engineering, last year percentage 56%, and he's been placed in Havels in the production department. Okay, and his job location is Faridabad, and he will be getting a CTC of 4,50,000, and his date of joining is 6/3/2012. Okay, so now in the same way, for every student we have mentioned his name, the year to which he belongs to, the branch, the last year percentage, the company in which he's been placed in, the department, like he's been placed in Lodha Developers in the construction department, and the job location is also given, annual CTC which company will be paying them, and their approximate date of joining. Okay, so now by means of this example, or by means of this data, we'll learn about SUMIF and COUNTIF. Now before going further into SUMIF and COUNTIF, first let's learn about count, count A and count blank. Okay, now let's assume we have this data, like this is the data which we have got. Okay, now if we have to count, now let's first understand what do you mean by count. So equal to count, result is 5. Let's study what is count. So it counts the number of cells in a range that contain numbers. Okay, so this is the data range which we have got, 432072. Out of it, this is a alphabet, it's not a number. If I make it 0, then it will give me 6 as the result, but it is O or P for that matter. So it counts the number, it counts the cells in which the entry is a number. Okay, and in this case, this is a number, this is a number, 2 is a number, 7 is a number, and 2 is a number again. So out of this range of 6 cells, in 5 cells we have numbers. So that is why it is giving me 5 as the result. Now we learn about count A. Count A is giving me a result of 6. So it counts the number of cells in a range that are not empty. Okay, the value can be either a text or a number or a decimal. It will give you the result. Suppose if in all the cells there is some value, it will count it. Now let's assume if I delete this, delete, it has become 5. If I delete this as well, it has become 4. I can use any character over here, it will change the value. So it counts the number of cells which are not empty. So that was count A. Another function we have is count blank. Now let me tell you one more thing about Excel 2007. Suppose you want to get this count blank function, you just enter C. So Excel will show you all the formulas or all the functions starting from C. Complete list will come. Okay. Now you want to get count. So just press COU. So you will get all the functions which starts with COU. Okay. Now suppose if you want count A, just press the down arrow key, select that function and then press tab key. This is a very quick way to select a function. So equal to count A, press tab. Just select this. So it will give 3 as the result because only 3 cells are occupied by some number. Suppose if you want count blank, we'll just edit this thing only. Instead of count A, count blank, press tab, enter. So 3 is the number of cells which are empty. So count blank, it counts the number of empty cells in a specified range of cells. Now if I enter some value over here, the cell won't be empty. Okay, so now count blank. Now 0 is the number of blank cells in this given range. Okay, now let's go back to our original topic, that was Sumif and Countif. Now as all of you have understood the data which you have got, now assume we want to know the number of students placed in TCS. Okay, so we have to use count if. Now let me first explain you why count if is, what do you mean by count if in layman terms. Count means you have to count the number of, count the cells in which a particular number is there. Count A is you have to count based on the cells should not be empty, and the count blank will count the number of blank cells in a given range. Count if is you have to count and there is a if condition. There is a if condition, you have to count, but there you have to, sorry, so you have to count, but there is a if condition. So count based on some condition. Okay, so we'll just learn more about it. So we want to know number of students placed in TCS. Total, if you will see, this total number of students given in this particular range is 31. So now out of it I want to know how many students have been placed in TCS. So equal to count if. So I want to know the number of students placed in TCS. TCS is a company, so this will be my range. Okay, and sorry, and I will now give the criteria. So criteria is TCS. Press enter. It has given me 6 as the result. So 6 number of students have been placed in TCS. Now let us check the data by means of simple filtering. Click over here, deselect everything, click TCS and press OK. So 6 number of students have been placed in TCS. So this is how you will use the count if function. Now if you want to know number of students having CTC more than 5 lakhs, so equal to count if. In this case we have to take range as the CTC as the range, CTC as the range, and we want to know CTC more than 5 lakhs, so greater than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lakhs. 4 is the number of students who have CTC of more than 5 lakhs. Now let's check it. Click over here. Greater than 5 lakhs. So 4 is the number of students having CTC more than 5 lakhs. Now let's assume we want to know students having CTC equal to 3 lakhs. So equal to COUNTIF. Again we'll use CTC as the range. Equal to 3 lakhs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry. So 7 is the number of students having CTC equal to 3 lakhs. For your reference, we have also given the formulas. You can refer it whenever you are practicing. These worksheets will be given to you, and you can practice at your leisure and whenever you are free. Now if you want to know students scoring more than, count the number of students who have scored more than 80% in the final year. So COUNTIF, in this case percentage will be the range. Okay, more than 80%. Where is the percent? 80%. So 6 is the number of students having more than 80% in the final year. Now let's assume all these companies were given by some professional consultant or agency who's a intermediator between the company and the college, and the commission which they charge is maybe 5% of the total turnover offered by some company in that particular college. Now let's assume Siemens. Suppose Siemens was asked to go to this college or to this particular college by some particular agency, and they said that whatever CTC Siemens will give to your students will charge maybe 5% as our commission. Okay, so now for that we want to know combined CTC of students placed in Siemens. So for that we need Sumif. Okay, so first thing is the range. So range in this case will be company, and criteria is Siemens, and we want to know combined CTC. So see, first we have to give the range, that is the company, criteria Siemens, and then we have to give the sum range, the range which we have to, the range which we have to add. For that what we'll do, we have entered the range and the criteria, now sum range we have to add. So this will be the sum range. So 12,50,000 is the combined CTC of students placed in Siemens. Let's find that out. Company, Siemens. Okay, so combined CTC is 12,50,000, which is offered by Siemens. This is how you will use the sum if formula. Now suppose if you want to know the CTC of students, combined CTC of students who have been placed in Delhi. So equal to Sumif Delhi. Yeah. First range, criteria is Delhi, and the sum range will be CTC. So it is only 3 lakhs. Only one student I think have been placed in Delhi. Okay, yeah, it is only one student who has been placed in Delhi. So this is how we'll use the SUMIF and COUNTIF formula. Okay. Now I think you have well understood this SUMIF and COUNTIF. So this was a very basic to learn about SUMIF and COUNTIF. During our further sessions or additional bonus videos, we'll give few more examples of SUMIF and COUNTIF. Now before going further, let's learn more about the SUMIFs and COUNTIFs. If you see here, COUNTIF and SUMIF is basically used where you have only one condition. So in this case the condition was only TCS. In this the condition was CTC more than 5 lakhs. So in this case the condition was student having CTC equal to 3 lakhs. In this case the condition was students placed in Siemens. So in all these examples which we have shown you, there was only one condition. Now suppose if you want to filter the data, or if you want to get the value based on numerable number of conditions or more than one condition, then SUMIF and COUNTIF won't help you out. So you need to use SUMIFs and COUNTIFs. It is the same data which we saw in the previous example, so I'm not again telling you about the data. We'll straight away go to the examples and we'll learn about the SUMIFs and COUNTIFs. Let me first delete these values. Now suppose you want to know student placed in TCS in Bangalore. In this case it was total number of students placed in TCS. So there was only one condition. Now in SUMIFs and COUNTIFs we are giving two conditions. First is the company and second is the place of job or the job location. So COUNTIFs, COU. Just this is the way you should make it down with sorry, my mistake. Equal to COU. By means of down arrow key, select COUNTIFs, press tab key. Now first criteria we have to give. First criteria is company. Okay, and this was the criteria. Now we have to, this was the criteria range, and now we have to use the criteria. Criteria is TCS. Now second criteria is job location. So let's select the range for job location, and criteria number 2 is Bangalore. Press enter. So there are two number of students who have been placed in TCS and their job location is Bangalore. Let's do it by means of simple filtering. TCS, okay. So Bangalore, only two students are there who are working in TCS and are placed in Bangalore. So a very simple example of COUNTIFs. Now let's learn more about SUMIFs and COUNTIFs. Now suppose if you want to know number of students having CTC more than 4 lakhs who have been placed at Wipro. Now two conditions are there again. First is the company name. The company should be Wipro, and the second condition is the CTC should be more than 4 lakhs. So equal to COUNTIFs. So first we have to give the first criteria range, that is the company. See, now let me tell you a very simple way to select a particular range. Just go to the top cell, like in this case we have to select the name of all the companies. Go to the top cell, press shift, control and down arrow key. It will select all the companies which are in this particular range. I'll again show you. Go to the top cell, that is the first cell in which the name of the first company is there. Press shift, control and down arrow key, comma. Criteria first is Wipro. Range 2 is CTC more than 4 lakhs. So range 2 is CTC. Again same thing. and criteria is more than 1 2 3 4 5 4 lakhs. So there are two number of students who have been placed in Wipro and whose CTC is more than 4 lakhs. Now let me show you my means of filtering how to get the value. Wipro, oh, both of them are having CTC more than 4 lakhs. Fine. Now another example we learn. In this case we want to know students having CTC equal to 3 lakhs and who have been placed in Mumbai. Equal to countifs. First is job location. Okay, select the range for job location. Again, shift control down arrow key. This is Mumbai, and second condition is CTC. Shift control down arrow key. So CTC should be, and so criteria range 2 is also being selected. Now criteria 2 is equal to 3 lakhs, so it will be equal to 1 2 3 4 5. Yes, enter. There is only one student whose job location is Mumbai and whose CTC is equal to 3 lakhs. Mumbai, only one student whose CTC, whose job location is Mumbai and CTC is 3 lakhs. Now let's learn about last example, that is our Sumifs. So we want the CTC of students placed in TCS in the testing department. Okay, so Sumifs, in this case we'll first give the sum range. Okay, we want a combined CTC, so range will be this. Okay, now criteria range 1, that is company, that is TCS, or the name of all the companies. Criteria first is TCS, and then we want second criteria is the department. That is testing department. Okay, so 9 5 6 7 8 9. Testing department, and company is TCS. So combined CTC is 9,56,789. Okay, so this was a few things about Sumif and Countifs. We'll learn more about it in our future lecture. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.